Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna...
Hello guys, today we're in Cincinnati, Ohio at Jungle Jim's grocery store.
It's not just a grocery store, it's an adventure.
Let's go check it out.
So when we enter Jungle Jim's, we stroll by the garden center and stop off at their sushi bar. Honestly, I don't eat much sushi, but it's very bright color, looks fresh. If I was gonna eat sushi, this is the kind I would eat.
And when you first come in, they do have some of their weekly specials right in front of you. As I say, they have different things from just general merchandise to grocery specials. And there's also a couple restaurants, or there's Noble Chicken, which we'll have a video with that.
And a cookie place that's there too. And you never really know what's going to be in the weekly specials section, because we've gone sometimes when it's Oktoberfest and it's all German stuff. It seems to be, well, obviously it's going to be seasonal. To the right, there is a movie theater that shows the Jungle Jim story, and they're very famous.
Bathrooms, basically entrance doors look like porta potties. So if you don't know about them, you might not realize it's the restrooms, because there is a sign above them and they're marked, but it just looks like there's porta potties there.
They are not. Rest assured, there is running water and there's real bathrooms behind there. The first aisle we go down is the Asian aisle and the bulk rice section. Honestly, that aisle you can kind of skim past, because most of it is stuff that you can find at your local grocery store in the Asian section.
Outside the 50-pound bags of rice, there's a rice wall with pallets of rice.
First section we're going to go into is the Middle Eastern and Indian section.
There's actually lots of, I don't know if you call it props or pieces of art just around the store. We'll show you pictures of some of those.
Yeah, as we go farther on, there's buttons to press and animatronics and all kinds of interesting things.
But each country seems to have, like, there's ingredients to make dinners or lunches or meals, but there's always like a snack section. There's cookies, there's desserts.
And one of the interesting things is they leave the native language packaging on it. If you're lucky, there's going to be a sticker on it that tells you what it is in English. Otherwise, yeah, it's...
You gotta Google it, and sometimes Google can't help. We ran into that when we're trying to figure out what it is or some of the ingredients.
Or are you just feeling lucky? I tend to go with the "are you feeling lucky" thing. And you know, sometimes you get something surprisingly good.
We've actually done that a lot. Probably half the time we end up getting stuff that we just don't know what it is until we try it. Depending on the country, it could be really good desserts or snacks, or some of it could be salty, fishy. Just kind of depends.
The great thing about Jungle Jim's is there's really something for everyone. And if you've ever wanted to try it, I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
And the nice part is with Jungle Jim's, it's more like an attraction almost. I mean, yeah, it is a grocery store and you can buy stuff, but I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. Like she said, there's interactive electronics, stuff for you to try out. There's just all kinds of stuff to look at and take pictures.
They even have a scavenger hunt. They do tours. Other sections of the store, there's wine tastings and beer tastings and a kombucha bar. I mean, everything is in here somewhere.
because we were there on a Sunday and there was actually 7 or 8 people doing a scavenger hunt, and it was adults. It wasn't kids. I mean, these were people because they had. It was a scavenger hunt, but it was tied in with the beer tasting, I believe, because they all had different kinds of beers in their hand, and they were going through doing their scavenger hunt. They had their sheets. I mean, what other grocery store do you see that in? Or any kind of store?
I mean, there's all kinds of interesting countries in Jungle Gyms. I mean, they even have a section for Sri Lanka. And this section is interest in drinks. There's some ramune, there's some yogurt drinks, juice drinks, pretty much anything from the Asian section of the world. If you want to drink it, it's probably in here somewhere.
And as you see through the video, we did end up, and I'm sure we'll show you some of them, we ended up getting different types of sodas, whether they were international. We got some like specialty kind. We have some that are like key lime pie, chocolate flavored ones.
Yeah, whenever we go to Jungle Gyms, we just kind of randomly walk up and down the aisles and grab random things. Some of them are old favorites, some of them are things we've never had before.
Kind of the fun part about going to Jungle Gyms compared to going to Kroger's or Meijer, your local grocery store, there's just stuff you can't find there. And we like to try different things. So like she said, sometimes you get your old favorites when it comes to sodas or different kind of cookies or something, but we also like to try different things. So it's just fun. Some of it's awful. It's fun to try it together.
So the Asian section is one of my favorite sections. There's just all kinds of interesting stuff. There's different flavors of stuff that you would have in America, like there's different flavors of Oreos, different Lay's, but then there's also stuff like one of my favorites, salted egg yolk popcorn. It's a kind of a divisive taste, and then there's candies and cookies and just you never know what you're going to find. Even from each trip to each trip, we've seen different things.
And this time we picked up some Oreos out of this section. Our son, who was with us, we've tried them before, got yogurt flavored Oreos. And I like yogurt, and I like Oreos, but I do not like them together. It has like a bitter, sweet taste at the end. It's just really bitter. But he enjoyed them. That's in the video. There's him grabbing some Oreos.
But yeah, as you can see, we're looking at all the labels and trying to figure out what certain flavors are because, like I said, some of them are not labeled and you are trying to guess from a picture, which is how we ended up with yogurt Oreos.
And you really should go in kind of with an open mind, just be willing to try stuff and make it fun, because every time we go, we spend $100 and $150, and I've had friends and family go that do the same thing because they're just trying stuff they've never seen before. Different flavored Oreos, or we've got different flavored Twix before. Or was it Kit Kat? I think we got different flavored Kit Kats.
We got different flavored Kit Kats. Let's see. This aisle, I believe, is Japan.
There was lots of panko crumbs and soy sauce. I'm going with maybe.
And so they have different things like salmon skin chips. Haven't been brave enough to try those. And one of my favorite sections coming up is the wall of ramen. So much ramen. And another cool thing about Japan is they usually have many different flavors of Kit Kats. On this trip there wasn't so many, but did find a chestnut flavored one. Otherwise they were flavors we'd had before, so we didn't pick up too many on this trip.
They might have had a green tea one. I know we've seen that before, and we were like, well, none of us like green tea. We like Kit Kats, but we're probably not going to like that. So we have not tried that.
Mostly, I think Japan is the home of the really primo snacks. I mean, I have some odd tastes compared to the rest of my family, but I think this is my favorite aisle altogether. As we round the corner into the tea aisle, there's, you know, a kind of a big section of some Asian drinks, and I picked up a ramune there because, you know, those are just fun bottles with the marbles in them, and there's all kinds of yogurty drinks with chunks that we're not really doing it for us this day, but we were looking at them. any drink that warns you have to chew, you gotta think about. Coming down this aisle, there's also some kind of touristy things, really. There's fans, there's some cooking implements. At the very end, there's a section of Korean skincare that, you know, if anyone wants me to try some stuff, I'm willing, but it's all very cute packaging. And honestly, an entire giant aisle of tea. All the teas, every kind of tea. See, the packaging is just so cute. It's hard to resist cute packaging. Another great area for snacks is Taiwan, at least I think so. They have all kinds of like regionally flavored Lays. There has been squid and shrimp sauce, and you never know what you're gonna find. I think on this trip it was just spicy tomato, but honestly, you just really never know. Next aisle is South America, and so there are a whole bunch of plantain chips and adobos and seasonings and some Spanish delicacies.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Where are we? On the map.
You were in South America. On this trip, we kind of focused on picking up different kinds of sodas. As you'll see later, they have an extensive soda section, and we tried to pick up chocolate bars from each country and some international sodas. We kind of stuck in that range. Tried to limit ourselves of all the food that we could possibly get. This aisle is Denmark, and honestly, half the aisle is licorice. So as you notice, none of us like it, so we sped by it. And honestly, because it's just a grocery store too, you'll just see stuff like that was K-Cups. So every once in a while, there'll just be regular old stuff thrown in this section as a sale item.
I don't think we usually end up getting, I mean, we're going up and down every aisle, but I don't think we get a whole lot from this aisle. From these countries, honestly. Nothing really grabs our interest from either one of those.
Honestly, it's probably because that aisle of those two countries doesn't have a lot of snack foods. It's all mostly like canned and food to prepare, so, you know, doesn't make for great snacking. There's a bunch of aisles back here about Mexico.
We're getting close to my favorite part, where there's the fire truck at, and we have the barbecue sauce and the hot sauces. This might be my favorite aisle. It's the Germany and Poland aisle. And of course, Germany is home of gummy candy and the Milka bar. As we come up on it, you'll see there's a whole section full of purple wrapped Milka bars, and there are so many good flavors. The Milka bars come in all kinds of flavors. There's cherry cream, there's Oreo, there's some with biscuits and Some with like chocolate chip cookies on them, or in them.
yeah, chocolate chip cookies, just fruit and nuts. They have some called cow spots that is regular milk chocolate with white chocolate.
Yeah, because we usually end up getting like 6 or 8 of the Milka bars every time we go.
They are really good. When they say that foreign chocolate puts American to shame, they are not kidding. It is so good. From Germany, and then moving down the aisle, we're in Switzerland. They know how to do their chocolate.
And then we found some Garrett popcorn that we had to get. We got 2 different kinds. I know there was a caramel corn, depending on where you're from in the country. Because it's highly debated in our house too. And then what other kind do we get?
We got the Chicago mix, which is cheddar and caramel. And
I never got to try any of that, so I hear it was good.
I let him have some of the caramel corn, and you know, the other one, you know, you snooze, you lose.
I did not speak up and say, hey, I want some. Save me the bag. But that was my fault. But we've had it before. The Garrett popcorn is really good.
Looks like we've gone down the Great Britain aisle. Another one that has really good stuff. Every time I'm in Jungle Jim's, and I mean every time, Jaffa Cakes go into the cart. If you don't know what a Jaffa Cake is, it's a cookie covered in orange jelly, covered in chocolate, and they are all mine because no one else likes them. And then, of course, Cadbury chocolate. Once again, superior to our chocolate. Another interesting section is the Walker chip section. We've tried those before. They have a roast chicken one that,
Oddly, really tastes like rotisserie chicken. Like they nailed it.
like scarily chicken. Also have Worcestershire sauce, which, you know, come on, where are you going to find that other than in international sections? All right, finishing up with the last Mexico section, and we're gonna head off into the hot sauce section. Hot sauce and barbecue.
And now we've made it to the barbecue and hot sauce and seasoning section, which has the fire truck, which I'm pretty sure we have a picture of. This is our favorite section. All three of us enjoy looking through this section. We probably spend 30 minutes in the little 3 or 4 aisle section. And generally we come out with a dozen bottles of barbecue sauce, sometimes a couple more bottles of hot sauce, seasonings. We just have to look around and see every time we find something new to try.
I find my newest prize a racing pullback death car, which, you know, looks just like death. He even has a little racing number on his back. And there is an extreme hot section that has like devil's toes and the world's spiciest gummy bear and things. They like to call this the fiery food section.
I believe there's 2 aisles of barbecue sauce and another aisle or 2 of hot sauce, plus there's a wall along the back section of this where we're going through of hot sauce. So there's plenty of hot sauce and barbecue sauce that, like I said earlier, you just don't find at like Kroger's or Walmart or most grocery stores. I mean, you will see the same stuff you see at Walmart. You know. Just gives you a wide variety of different flavors, different levels of heat. Even if you're looking for a hotter barbecue sauce. Or if you need special kinds like no sugar or low sodium, there's a wide variety.